I grew up downtown Windsor, right down in the Church Street and Elliott area, right in the heart of downtown. My mother and father are from a small town in Italy, from the region of Puglia on the east coast on the Adriatic. My father came in 1951, started to work several jobs, and brought my mother here in 1953. I was born in 1954 and born at Hotel du Hospital right downtown. I have two brothers and one sister. I'm the eldest. Next to me, 11 months apart, is my Irish twin brother, Joseph, who we have a little business relationship with currently on a couple of businesses. I have a sister, Anna, that's 10 years younger than I, and a younger brother, Stephen, who also went to St. Clair College. So there's four of us in total. Well, my culinary decision came midway through elementary school, believe it or not. I went to St. Alphonsus Elementary School, and I was rushing home every lunchtime to see two shows. One was The Galloping Gourmet, and the other one was Julia Child. And on our block, there were two restaurateurs. One fellow by the name of Dennis Lee, who owned the Paradise Chinese restaurant, and a very large inspiration to my culinary career to start me, Frank Gualtieri, who owned the Volcano restaurant and that really massive pizzeria with 11 home delivery vehicles. We would make pizza boxes. Eventually, summer jobs led to being a dishwasher, peeling potatoes, carrots, and onions like every good cook has to go through, and getting an opportunity to get on the line and make some sandwiches, cook some steaks, make some pizzas. I always had a second job, so after work, I would be working in a restaurant. Most notably, when I was in grade 11 and 12, in my graduate years, I was at the Viscount on the 18th floor at the Steak Loft, cooking over there. So I would work 6 days a week at the Viscount and go to school during the daytime 5 days a week. So that really, truly, that was the start of my culinary prowess. And from there, once I finished and graduated high school, I turned to a chef who I found out to be a very highly decorated and most respected chef. Sadly, my chef is dead. Hans Bushkins, which he was a terrific guy. He opened up doors all over Canada and other places in the world for me. And that was at the Windsor Raceway, the clubhouse dining room, where we would serve thousands and thousands of meals a day. That particular place opened up a whole avenue of chefs and opportunities. From there, I went to a culinary school in Toronto, George Brown College, which was the premier and one of the only ones at that time. The culinary program was just getting started. I went to George Brown College. I did my 3-year apprenticeship and graduated from George Brown College with honors. And yet, after I got my certificate of qualification, one of the first chefs in Canada to get the Red Seal, which allowed me to go from province to province, I decided, and it was through advice from Hans Bushkins, that said, you know, cooking anyone can cook. Making money for the boss is where you're going to make money. So get into management whenever you can. The management program at St. Clair College was going, and it was at that time when Chef Michel Crovissier, who was really a pioneer of that program, and Willie Ullman and another dear friend of mine and colleague to this day, Chef Glenn Van Blomenstein, were there. And I'm grateful that I passed that course. I passed it with honors, and I made the dean's list. And only a few years later, I was also an instructor at the food service program at St. Clair College. Having a backup system in this trade is really, really important because the hours are very long. My daughter, Larissa Stefania, was a very young culinarian, assisted me on some women's convention programs at the Kaboto restaurant, was on stage with me, helping me cook. My wife, Dr. Isabel Chow, a surgeon, has her own life that's very, very difficult as a surgeon, but also appreciates the work that we do. And she's also quite involved with her and several other of her colleagues in some of the fundraisers we do, especially for special needs children, for the John McGivney Foundation, for the hospital. And currently with my new passion and love, and that's Wine, I am studying to be a master sommelier through the Court of Master Sommeliers. I have a strong passion for Italian wines and Italian food and wine pairings and putting them together. We put events together for the public and doing a lot of fundraisers for them. So a good question when a student or a young person is wanting to pursue the culinary trade is to be realistic with them and let them know the type of hours and make them understand that you're there to serve people. And serving people is a great thing. Education is very important, and the opportunity of going to St. Clair College and learning the fundamentals, because those fundamentals, those knife skills, learning how to sharpen a knife, knowing how to make a stock, learning what the mother sauces are, learning methods of cooking, understanding how to braise, how to poach, how to fry. Those things are with you. For 50 years I've been doing the same thing. I've learned in an old French method. The method of cooking is different. If you go up to my kitchen right now, it looks like a laboratory now. Modernist cuisines, there's a lot more science. When there's a lot more science, you have to be a lot more specific with your cooking, and you have to have a better understanding of cooking. Don't worry that you're starting at a pizzeria or that you're a line cook somewhere. If that passion is with you to be a cook, if that passion is with you to be a chef, you continue to educate yourself. There's opportunity through the schools. There's opportunity through professional organizations like the Windsor Chefs Association. There's opportunities through national federations of chefs of cuisine. They can arrange stages for you to go somewhere else in the province, somewhere outside of the province, and places outside of the world if you want to go. The learning takes place forever. Immerse yourself in reading books, reading magazines, anything to do with food, and try and practice and taste and cook and be part. You can't do it alone. You have to be part of an organization, and you have to have colleagues that are supporting you, because one cook isn't enough to make a meal for the most part. You need a brigade, you need a team of people, and cooking is that way, and your whole life experience centers around a team of chefs that you're going to be with.